Sometimes the internet, it's like, well, it throws these curveballs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, who could have predicted, a Pygmy hippo, right?
Right.
In Thailand, becoming like a global superstar.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Diving deep, folks, into the world of Moo Deng.
Yes.
And all the complexities, all the stuff that comes with her sudden fame.
It's a fascinating case study, isn't it?
Totally. And we've got these articles from the Bangkok Post.
Right.
And a really insightful piece from The Independent.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it goes way beyond, those adorable snot bubbles.
Sure.
Though, there are plenty of those.
Of course.
We're talking like a surge in tourism.
Wow.
Questions about, animal welfare.
Right.
Even like the ethics of, like, can you profit off of cuteness?
It's a big question.
Right. Are you ready to, like, unpack all of this?
Yeah, let's delve in.
So, The Independent, it really, like, paints this picture of Moo Deng's life
Okay.
at the Khao Kheow Open Zoo.
Okay.
Did you know, by the way,
Yeah.
that her name means bouncy pork?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No.
Apparently, like, fans, they all voted on it online.
It's certainly memorable.
Right.
And it speaks to how, I guess, how quickly something like as simple as a name can become like, a cultural phenomenon in the age of social media, right?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And speaking of social media, The Independent talks about Moo Deng's caretaker, Okay.
And he seems to have like a real knack for capturing her cutest moments.
Of course.
On video.
Yeah, he's practically a celebrity himself now.
Right.
It's wild.
It's crazy, yeah.
How that happens. It is interesting, though.
It's interesting to consider, like, the role of those videos.
Right.
It's not just entertainment, right?
Absolutely.
They tap into something, I think, a lot more primal, I guess.
Yes.
In us as humans.
100%.
Remember that Washington Post article you shared?
Yeah.
The one about baby schema?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that one?
Oh, yeah. The whole idea that, like, baby animals, they're hardwired to be, like, irresistible.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Those big eyes. Those, like, the rounded features.
Yeah.
It triggers, like, almost like a nurturing response in our brains.
It's true. It's true.
Like a biological imperative.
It's like you can't even help it.
You can't even help it.
Like, and so no wonder people are, like, obsessed.
No wonder people are obsessed. It makes total sense.
It's like we're all, like, biologically programmed to just, like, adore Moo Deng.
Totally. Snot bubbles and all.
Snot bubbles and all. But so here's where things get a bit complicated.
Okay.
So the Bangkok Post mentions that the zoo's attendance is, like, skyrocketed.
Oh, wow.
Since Moo Deng went viral.
Yeah.
We're talking, like, over 10,000 visitors.
Wow.
On weekends, compared to their usual 3,000.
Oh, wow. That's a big jump.
That's massive, right? And it's not without its, like, downsides, right?
Right, of course. Indeed, The Independent mentions some, like, I don't know, concerning incidents.
Oh, no.
With visitors. So, like, some visitors, they've been throwing things at Moo Deng.
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
Hoping to provoke a reaction for their videos.
Oh, gosh.
Which is, it raises some, like, important questions.
Totally.
About, like, I guess, like, responsible behavior, right?
Yeah.
And the potential for, like, exploitation, right? When animals, they become, like, these viral sensations.
Totally.
It's a tough situation, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, on the one hand, you have this, like, I don't know, outpouring of adoration for this animal, for Moo Deng. Yeah.
But on the other, you have to wonder if that very attention might, like, be doing more harm than good.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a dilemma, I think, faced by, like, a lot of zoos and animal attractions, right? Especially when profits are tied to popularity.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, and the Bangkok Post, like, they really dig into how the zoo is handling this whole this tightrope walk, basically, because it is this weird balance. So, like, they've implemented some, like, some measures to protect her, like limiting the viewing time, capping the group sizes.
Makes sense.
Installing, security cameras.
All right.
They even threaten legal action against people who break the rules.
Wow,
they're taking it seriously, which
good.
That's good, right?
All right. But at the same time, as you were saying, they are also benefiting from this fame.
Right.
Right. The Bangkok Post was mentioning quadrupled admission fees.
Yes.
Plans for a 24/7 live stream.
It's crazy.
And the merchandise.
Yes.
The merchandise explosion. It's out of control.
It's out of control.
Moo Deng cakes, Moo Deng blush, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah. It's almost like she's
become a brand. Yeah, she is a brand.
Yeah. Which is kind of impressive, but also,
a little icky.
It's a little, yeah, when you really think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it feeds into this whole debate about the ethics of it all.
Exactly. The ethics, right. And the Bangkok Post, they highlight PETA's stance on this.
Right.
And they're not mincing words, let me tell you.
Right.
They see Moo Deng's situation as exploitation.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Their argument is that she's being used as a prop for profit, and that she belongs in the wild, not on display,
right?
For entertainment,
for our entertainment, yeah. And it's hard to disagree,
right. And that's a viewpoint that I think resonates with a lot of people.
It does
because it's hard to argue against the idea that wild animals are inherently better off in their natural habitats.
Right.
That's where they're supposed to be.
Right, exactly. But then again, the Bangkok Post also brings up, these counter arguments with experts pointing to, the role that zoos can play in conservation.
Right.
Especially for animals like the Pygmy hippo that are endangered.
Yeah. That's an important point to consider, too, because and the Independent highlights this really well.
Okay.
There's only a couple thousand Pygmy hippos left in the wild.
Wow.
Right. They're facing habitat loss, hunting. The odds.
It's tough out there.
The odds are stacked against them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so zoos, with their breeding programs and research efforts, they could be a vital part of ensuring their survival.
So it's not as black and white as saying all zoos are bad.
Right, exactly.
That captivity's wrong.
It's rarely that simple, is it?
No, it's
the question I think is how do you create a system where the well-being of animals like Moo Deng comes first, where conservation efforts are genuinely at the forefront, right, and where any economic benefits are a byproduct of those goals,
right,
not the driving force,
right, not just we can make a buck off of this.
Exactly.
It's we're kind of wrestling with this really big question here, right?
It is a big one.
How do we balance our fascination with these animals, with the responsibility to
totally
to protect them, right?
Yeah, it's a question with global implications, I think, right? It's Moo Deng's story. It's it's resonated with people, way beyond Thailand.
Yeah.
The Independent even suggests that she could be a powerful ambassador, I guess.
Yeah.
Not just for Pygmy hippos, but for a more thoughtful approach to wildlife tourism in general.
That is really interesting to think about.
Yeah.
This tiny hippo, splashing around in her enclosure,
right?
And it's sparking these conversations about conservation all over the world.
What I think is so fascinating is how her story just highlights the power, but also the potential, pitfalls of internet fame.
Oh, totally.
On the one hand, millions of people are suddenly aware of Pygmy hippos.
Right.
Which, could lead to support for conservation efforts.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, what happens when the next cute animal goes viral?
Exactly, yeah.
Is Moo Deng going to be forgotten about?
Right. Is it sustainable?
Right? Can you build like a sustainable conservation movement?
Right.
On something as fleeting as internet fame.
It's a really good point. It makes you think about the bigger picture for sure, because Moo Deng's story, it's not just about
her.
One hippo in one zoo.
Exact.
It's about us.
It's about all of us
as like a global community, right? And how we interact with the natural world.
100%.
Especially now.
Yeah.
When a viral video can like
totally
make all the difference.
It can change everything. Yeah. And The Independent also touches on another layer to all of this.
Okay.
Which is that the zoo where Moo Deng lives, Khao Kheow Open Zoo, they've actually faced like criticism in the past for things like elephant swimming shows.
Oh wow.
So it's like they're taking these steps now to protect Moo Deng,
right?
Which is great.
Yeah.
But it does kind of beg the question of like, can any zoo, even one with good intentions, can they really provide like the ideal environment for a wild animal?
That's the question. Yeah.
Right. And can they really be considered leaders in conservation?
Yeah.
If they're still like engaging in practices that a lot of people see as harmful.
Right. It's complicated.
It's very complicated.
It's not. Yeah. There's no easy answers. But maybe that's like the biggest takeaway from all of this is that
what is it?
We have to keep like asking these tough questions.
Me too.
Like we have to challenge like our own assumptions about animal welfare and conservation.
100%.
And remember that like even in the age of viral cuteness, these animals they deserve our respect.
They do.
And our most, I guess, thoughtful efforts to protect them.
100%. I love that because, Moo Deng, she may not realize it,
right?
But she sparked this really like crucial conversation.
Yes, yeah.
Right? One that forces us to really confront the complexities of our relationship with the natural world.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, that conversation will lead to a better future.
Let's hope so.
For Pygmy hippos and for all creatures who kind of find themselves sharing this planet with us.
That's a powerful thought to end on. I like that.
Yeah. So next time you see like a cute animal video online,
right?
Just take a moment. Think beyond the cuteness.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, like, what is this animal story, really?
That's right.
And how can we all be better stewards of their future?
100%. Their future is our future. That's really what it comes down to.
Because their future is deeply intertwined with our own, and that's the deep dive, wouldn't you say?
That's the deep dive.